We totally believed in him, thought he was a great man. I don't think we ever questioned his judgment. His judgment was very sound. If anyone was the fifth Beatle, it was Brian.
The feeling that anybody has when somebody close to them dies, there's a sort of little hysterical sort of hee-hee, I'm glad it's not me, or something in it, you know. And the other feeling is, you know, what the fuck, you know? What can I do, you know? I mean, I knew that we were in trouble then. I didn't really have any misconceptions about our ability to do anything other than play music. And I was scared, you know. I thought, we fucking had it now.
It was a great memory of mine, in his polka dot scarf, at the back of the crowd, holding himself very proud of his boys, you know. No one else was going to stack up against Brian, in my mind. You couldn't have the flair, the panache, you know, the wit, the intelligence that Brian had. They would just merely be money managers. Brian was far more than that.
Just 250 yards from his store, Epstein chanced upon a world of which he was completely unaware, the lunchtime session at the Cavern. He was enchanted by what he saw and invited the band to a meeting at the shop on a Sunday afternoon in December 1961.
I hadn't had anything to do with pop management of pop artists before that day that I went down to the Cavern Club and heard the Beatles playing. And this was quite a new world, really, for me. I was amazed by this sort of dark, smoky, dank atmosphere, this beat music playing away. And the Beatles were then just four lads on that rather dimly lit stage, somewhat ill-clad, and the presentation was, well, left a little to be desired as far as I was concerned, because I've been interested in the theatre and acting for a long time. But amongst all that, something tremendous came over, and I was immediately struck by their music, their beat, and their sense of humour, actually, on stage. And even afterwards, when I met them, I was struck again by their personal charm.
My dad, at the time, when he heard about it, he said, this could be a very good thing. He said, he thought Jewish people were very good with money. This was the kind of common wisdom. So he thought Brian would be very good for us. He thought he was very sensible, very charming, and he was right.
So we went back to Germany. We had a bit more money the second time. So we bought leather pants, and we looked like four Gene Vincents, only a bit younger, I think. And that was it, you know, and we just kept the leather gear till Brian came along.
It was a bit sort of old hat anyway, all wearing leather gear. And we decided we didn't want to look sort of ridiculous, just going on, because more often than not, sort of too many people would laugh. It was just stupid. We didn't want to sort of appear as a gang of idiots. And Brian suggested that we just sort of wore ordinary suits. So we just got what we thought were quite good suits and just got rid of the leather gear.
I was quite impressed with his devotion and his zeal for this group, which made me want to see them. I hadn't got a great deal to lose. And of course, when I met them and saw them work with them, I got the same kind of feeling that he'd got. It was a kind of falling in love business, because they had this tremendous charisma, which nobody else seemed to have recognized, and I was puzzled by it. But there we are. I signed them. I think the contract, actually, it was in June 1962. I met Brian in January, but the boys were in Hamburg. And it was quite a while before we actually got together. But I did it. I had a contract prepared, and I signed it on the spot almost.
It took about 8 months to get to the stage where we had a recording contract and we were having the first record issued. And from there to the present, well, where their last record sold 500,000 copies within 10 days of issue.